Okay. Hi, Mr. Watkins. So, first part of my application for THIMUN, I'm going to tell you why I'm a good candidate. First of all, I love debate. If you haven't noticed in TOK yet, or when I went to THIMUN last year, I actually am really interested in the debates that go on and like all the really, really smart people that are into the debates in THIMUN since I went last year. Obviously, I know a little bit more than last year. I really enjoy debate, and especially this year's topic, which I'll get into later. But I'm a really hard worker, and so any commission that we're assigned, like I'm gonna get into their stance on all the issues that I'm presented with that I have to write resolutions on. And I really know now how to write a resolution, and I'll work really hard on it because last year I was like really scared to write my resolution. And also, I've worked a lot on my public speaking, and I think it's way better than last year when I went to THIMUN. So I think I'll speak more than the 3 or 4 times that I did last year if I am able to go. Secondly, why I want to go to THIMUN? Well, I went last year, and it was one of the best experiences of my life besides it being fun. The debate, like I said, meeting new people, seeing how all the countries relate to all these issues, and like just meeting really intellectual people that like we don't get to meet on a day-to-day basis because we have really intellectual people at our school, but some schools are so like hardcore into THIMUN and debate and the issues that it's really interesting to see like what their opinions are and how their countries are and how they like voice their opinion. And I actually think that THIMUN helped me a lot on like public speaking just because I was so impressed with the way some people portrayed themselves that I wanted to portray myself like that too. And that's why I actually had the confidence to go up and ask questions. But the topic, borders in a globalized world, is a real issue now, and not just with like Donald Trump in Mexico, but with the refugee crisis like we did last year in Ackman, Palestine, all these issues that we're talking about. And when is like humanity and borders like separated? Because, like, in my opinion, for example, and I've had this debate with other people, if there's a situation where it's like between humans or like this is my territory, I personally feel that it's like we're all humans and we need to bring each other into each other's homes. But obviously, a lot of countries and organizations don't think that way. And obviously, whatever commission we have, I'll assume their position. But I love debating about this because so many people have different viewpoints on like they kind of separate themselves emotionally and they're just like, no, this is my border, this is yours. And I honestly think it's really weird how borders affect our day to day life and like some people's day to day life because these were all made up so long ago. And the fact that right now we're still debating about them, this is still an issue, people are dying because of it, I think that's really interesting and sad, obviously. But it's something that I would love to debate depending on the specific topic. And I was looking at some of them. Obviously, the ones specified to Donald Trump, like the question of building walls and other barriers. Sorry, Palestine, all those kinds of things. I was just looking at like the Human Rights Council and the Security Council, and all of the councils seem so interesting this year. Last year, I did like sustainable development by the end, but at the beginning, it didn't interest me as much. This issue, I feel like, is so much more prominent in like my day to day, like on CNN and looking at the New York Times and being on Twitter. Most of the debates that I have, besides like racism and all that, is how do we protect cultural identity? How do we protect ethnicity? Like, what's the border between like cultural appropriation and respecting someone's culture? So I'm not just talking about like physical borders, I'm talking about also like borders, like personal borders, which those are issues like in the list that I read. So anyway, I don't want to get too rambly, but I'm really excited if I get to go to THIMUN this year. I'm going to work way harder than last year because now I know what it's like. I'm not going to be like super nervous. My nerves won't take over. I'll just like work really hard and hopefully have a really good time like last year because a lot of my friends are thinking about going. So we'll all get to share the same really cool experiences together. So yeah, I hope this was a good little preview of what's to come this year. See ya!